Hi, and welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. And I'm a bit excited about today's Thriver TV show. It's a big one. And it's about understanding how to stop a narcissist hurting you. And to do that, first of all, you've got to understand how they hurt you and why they hurt you. Narcissists hurt you by projecting onto you their wounds, which are the things within their inner being that they haven't faced and they haven't taken responsibility for to heal. So these are such things as feeling abandoned, feeling not good enough, feeling alone and misunderstood, the things from their childhood that they are wounded by, and of course, feelings of over-entitlement, whereby they feel that they're not receiving enough of whatever they feel they need to get in order to feel emotionally appeased. The truth is the false self is never appeased. It's a bottomless pit, and there is nothing that you can do or not do which is going to make a narcissist feel satisfied, happy, and at peace. Why is that? Because they're never at peace within themselves. So this is the deal. If you're connected to a narcissist, they're going to hurt you. They're going to spew their wounds all over you and try to hold you responsible for them. And in an intimate relationship sense, once the honeymoon period is over and you're hooked into the relationship, the mask will fall and this person is going to hurt you. There's no avoiding that. And the reason we can't get it together with the narcissist and find that sweet spot whereby we've got common ground and a loving relationship is because we're two different people. We've got different values. The narcissist's values are all about them being the center of the universe, them getting what they want and not caring about your needs. And the narcissist is not interested in you as a person and giving to you to flourish that. They're only interested in what they're getting from you. So you're trying to please this person to try to get them to love you, but the narcissist is not in for teamwork, love, mutuality, supporting you, or happy ever after togetherness. They're only in it for themselves. And to stop hurting yourself, you need to accept this, that the things that you want and need in order to have a healthy relationship, they're not going to be forthcoming from a narcissist. You're just not going to get them. You can't get blood out of a stone, and you can't make someone behave the way you want them to when they simply don't have the resources to connect with you and care about you at that level. It's not personal, it's just not possible. And of course we make it personal because we had our hopes and our dreams wrapped up in this person. When we decided that we'd connect with them as a lover or a friend or a boss or a business partner. And if we're born into a family of origin, our entire culture believes that blood is thicker than water and family sticks together and loves and cares about and is interested in and supportive of each other. Yet those rules don't apply here because a narcissist is a narcissist. So how we stop them hurting us is by stopping hurting ourselves, letting go of being attached to wanting this person to be the things that they just aren't. Stop trying to force them to do the right thing, such as give a crap or do the fair thing. Of course, this is easier said than done. This person may be in our space and our face, in our life, connected on a whole heap of different levels. And of course, with that comes being miserable and unhappy and hurt and abused because our emotional and human needs and humanity are not being met. And we're only a tool for the narcissist's false self. Yet we stay and we make excuses as to why we don't let go. And often they're really powerful ones. Things like we've got kids together, property, business. Your whole life is wrapped up with this person and there are going to be many, many losses that you need to face if you leave. Yet our life, in order to live it congruently, is about being willing to lose it all to get it all, and knowing that when we value that, when we know that our values really are to be happy and they need to be met, we start aligning with them. We need to live authentically to be an example to our children that abuse and abused is not the model that we condone and want imprinted into their future lives. Children co-parented in separate addresses fare much better than living in a household of a war zone and observing abuse to a parent taking place. Yet, of course, letting go is terrifying because we may wonder how we're going to start again, if we're ever going to find another partner or a friendship or a business opportunity or a job or a family unit, whatever it is that the narcissist represents to us. And we may not have realized that we can and will, if we honor our soul and build from there, we can have all those things in the future, as well as our humanity and our soul. We can have it all, but we can never have that when we stay with narcissists, because nothing when we're dehumanized is durably gratifying. Doesn't matter how much bricks and mortar is around us, it's not gratifying, because it's only momentarily going to take the edge off the agony of what we're really going through. So to stop getting hurt, we have to be really honest with ourselves about what matters and what we do have the power to create in our life. We don't have any personal power when we continue to hold other people responsible for our life. We don't have the power to change the narcissist into someone who's going to stop hurting us. No matter how many times we try to twist ourselves into a pretzel to make it happen. But we do have the power to step into our deservedness, be really honest with ourselves about what a life would look like when we're being treated like a human being and not an object simply to gratify someone's false self. I know it's hard, because when we get a glimmer of this person seeming to care, or being able to hold a productive two-sided conversation with us, or being able to share some time together normally, we feel like there is hope that this can be a connected, real relationship. Yet time and time again, we find out that it just isn't. But this is the thing, when we do break away and get that fallout, as well as start rebuilding our life, when we discover, what's going on, we discover that we can start to craft a life that reflects our human worth. And it does start with ourselves. Rather than treat ourselves as an object or a function, which is a means to an end, we can connect deeply with ourselves and care about our inner beings, our dreams, our heart, our soul, our aspirations. And then we can build relationships like this with other genuine people. We can also work on our existing relationships in our life, asking those people to come up and meet us at a more authentic level by being honest with them. And we can extend ourselves out to others with care and love and compassion deeply. And before we know it, we start to feel joy, because we are being at the human level what we were designed to be, care and connection. And that fills us and extends us out to others. There's no way we feel those feelings and be a source of them when a narcissist is in our space, not caring about you as a person and only using you for his or her own needs. Because that leaves you feeling stripped, resentful, hurt, and violated. Okay, so to go back through this, just to reiterate, our first step to stop a narcissist hurting us is to accept that the narcissist cannot give you connection and love. And of course this hurts, because it goes against all the DNA fundaments, starting from when we were little, of what we live for and what we crave and what we thrive from. But we need to accept it. You can't have a happy, healthy life and flourish and be radiant when you're not receiving connection and love and not being able to be connection and love. And the second step is to realize that the hurt is going to get worse before it gets better. When we let go of the life that we wanted and we thought that we could have or dream of with this person, regardless of who the narcissist is in our life, what position they are, or person, or whether it's family or intimate partner or boss or whatever, it hurts. It absolutely hurts. We grieve. We suffer the end of the desire and the dream that can never be. And we then have to recreate our broken, dependent, and diminished self to go on and create a life anew without this person. We have to rebirth ourselves and our lives from a place of usually deep anxiety and depression. No one said this is easy. Yet doing this sooner rather than later is better, because if we leave it too long, by the time we do get out, there may be barely anything left of us to go on with. And the same applies if we hang on all the way to the bitter end until the narcissist does their final cruel discard. To have a true life honoring our soul, the disconnecting part is inevitable. The real question is what state are we going to be in to be able to process it when it does happen? It's much more preferable to have more of yourself available to do the rebuild. And when you leave, narcissists do not break up peacefully. They seek to punish you, to blame you, to hurt you. And they go after what matters to you and what they know will get a reaction from you as a result of hurting you. What they're after is attention, something that confirms to them their significance of being able to hurt you profoundly. And this is also the time when the narcissist is likely greedily to go after everything that they can get their hands on, declaring and believing you owe it to them. So before you're announcing that you're leaving, it's preferable not to announce anything. Take what you can, secure down what you can, go somewhere where you can't be visited and terrorized, and batten down the hatches because the storm is coming. And if you're expecting the narcissist to get it, be remorseful, play fair, be concerned for your well-being, you're in for a really big shock, because this is exactly when you will have confirmed to you just how the narcissist has always been dehumanizing you, and you never mattered. And what they're furious about now is that you're no longer in their web to serve them or bolster their ego. It's sad, it's tragic, it's terrible, but you've been in a relationship with a false self, someone who simply does not have the brain wiring to connect and love and care genuinely. Again, it's not personal, even though it will feel intensely personal. Detach from that and stop trying to make him or her see sense, because that's fruitless. If the narcissist knows that those tactics, the nasty ones, aren't going to work on you to get a reaction, then a hoover may be more appropriate. Direct from themselves or via third parties, expressing undying love and promises. But if you're honest with yourself, you know that if you give this a little poke with a stick to test it, the narcissist is loath to really admit fault or be accountable in a way that feels safe and real. It's all a bit off. And if we desperately don't want to break up with him or her, and we hope against hope that they can get better, then of course we may accept the hollow apologies and promises. But make no mistake, the narcissist is absolutely only about reeling you in to hurt you again. And this time it's worse, because how dare you decide to leave and try to live your life without him or her? That's the ultimate ego injury to a narcissist, to be rendered null and void by you. So in our breakup phase, regardless of whether we're co-parenting or have a business together or shared assets or not, it's terrible. No one really walks away after narcissistic abuse and just dusts themselves off and throws a party, even if you never see or hear from the narcissist again. And the reason is because we've been damaged, dehumanized, treated as objects and sucked dry, and our souls know it and suffered it. Hence why our entire life and ourselves was breaking down. And it's during this time and in the preparation for it that I can't recommend healing our inner beings enough, which is what the NARP program was specifically created to do. And it helped myself and thousands of people in this community achieve that transition. Because here in this birthing passage to cross over from the bowels of hell and make it to our true self and life, the more supported and powerfully we can get that journey done, the better. So I want you now to have this visual. I want you to imagine this. Being in a narc relationship is like being on an island that's under siege. It's being destroyed, and you have to get off it to save yourself. But the only trip available is on a ship in treacherous waters. And these waters are vicious, and the ship is struggling to be seaworthy. And there are times that you may need to throw your possessions overboard to keep the ship from sinking. In fact, there could be a ton of things that you have to look at on this ship, and you ask yourself, am I worth more than this thing? Is it worth letting this go to try to preserve my life and make it across? Because if we try to hang on to them and keep them aboard, it's likely that the ship is going to be under more peril to sink with you on it. The truth is, most people lose a lot through narcissistic relationships. There are things so damaged, so enmeshed, and so being used by the narcissist against you, you may need to cut your losses so there is no ammunition. Now, of course, our children are different, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just walk away from your kids. I know some people have had to. What I'm saying is our assets, our bricks and mortar, the things that the narcissist may try and throttle us with. Later, when you're healthier and you've made it across to your new island, you can reassess and take your power back and do something. But for now, you have to make it across those waves and get to your new destination. So what is your new destination? What is it? It's a new island. It's a space that's quite bare, yet it has wonderful, rich soil. There aren't any people there yet, and there's not much to be seen, but you're free to create this island from scratch, however you wish. And in time, if you do, the people will come, and the inhabitants will be harmonious, and the crops fertile, and the beauty and the joy breathtaking. And all through it, you have again become a human being valuing yourself. And life has supported you by reflecting that back to you. And others have conjoined with you, sharing this experience of worth, care, kindness, and connection. You're alive and nourished by life. You've listened, you disengaged from the life of being hurt by the narcissist, and you followed the yearning of your soul. And what we discover is that when we disconnect from narcissists and stop trying to make them get it and stop trying to beat them at their own game or force them to act like normal people and just create our life in the best way we can for ourselves and those we love, even if co-parenting, they lose their hold on us. It doesn't hurt anymore. And their attempts to hurt you all start to fall flat. And please know, for those of you who are co-parenting, it's tough, it's challenging, but becoming a thriver is doable, even in that situation. Many people in this community have achieved it, so I want you to look out for Thriver TV shows on that topic coming up. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to learn deep in your cellular being how to stop narcissists hurting you, you can sign up to my free 16-day recovery course, which includes an invitation to a healing workshop with me, a set of ebooks, and lots more. So to access these, just click the link at the top right of the video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified as soon as each new video is released. So until next time, keep healing, keep smiling, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.